With this session, we're welcoming Carolyn Flynn from the Missouri Master Naturalist in the Boonslick chapter, and she's got some great ideas on how to create caterpillars to butterflies. That is not a real caterpillar she's showing there, but I'm going to not eat into any more of her time and allow her to introduce herself and step out and be viewing any questions and chats that may come up. Hope you enjoy.
Thank you, Ethan. Hi, this is Carolyn Flynn. I am a mom, so actually I kind of wrote this presentation for kids. This is something that we have done as Master Naturalist for Butterfly Festival several years ago. So at any rate, just pretend you're a kid. Everybody can make a caterpillar from 3-year-old up to 90-year-old. So here we go. So part one is really explaining the circle of a butterfly's life. It's a cycle, which means like a bicycle tire, it's a circle. And the neat thing and the wonder of butterflies is that they have 4 completely different times in their lives. Started out with a paper plate, and you can do this at home as parents or grandparents or just for fun. If you take a paper plate, fold it in half, and then fold it again, you'll get quarters, which makes 4. You see the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, and we start out with the egg, caterpillar, pupa, and adult. And by the way, I am not an artist. I'm just a volunteer. So anyway, once you do that, the kids can color it. You can stick a hole in it, make a pinwheel out of it, whatever you like. So the big deal about butterflies is metamorphosis. It's a big word, but it really means complete change. So we start out life as an egg, but we quickly grow into a human form, and we just get bigger, right? These creatures start out as an egg and then change completely into a larva caterpillar, change completely into a pupa chrysalis, and then finally, what we love to see is only the last quarter of their life is an adult butterfly. So starting out, the mama butterfly lays the eggs. Can you see the tiny little white object in the middle of the leaf? That is on a milkweed plant, and that egg is actually underneath the leaf for a reason. It protects it from anything else wanting to eat it. And basically this is really cool and clever on their behalf, because they're putting the egg exactly where it needs to eat. So it wakes up, it starts eating. So here is a friend's pawpaw tree. You may not be familiar with a pawpaw, but apparently we have recently certified it as our state native fruit for the state of Missouri. Looks like a banana, feels like custard, and it's a tropical type tree. Anyway, everybody needs 3 of these in their yard. So here is the teeny tiny little zebra swallowtail caterpillar on the leaf. You can see how small he is, because these pawpaw leaves are about, I don't know, say 3 to 4 inches long, maybe 2 inches wide. But this is the magnificent creature called the zebra swallowtail that it turns into. And interestingly enough, she's back on the milkweed, gathering nectar through her proboscis, which you can see at the top under to the right of her antenna. So, can you spot the caterpillar in this picture? And also to think about how big he is. Those numbers between 2 and 3, that's 1 inch. So this is a little guy. Here are 3 more. Basically, they wake up, they start eating. Can you see all 3 of them? The big one is on the right, and it's hard to tell if you're looking at his head or his tail, but the clue is his head is on the edge of that leaf, and he's going to start eating on the very edge. So my question to kids is, have you ever eaten all day, every day for 2 weeks? Okay, the picture on the left are Catawba sphinx moth caterpillars. And that leaf, although it's hard to see, is a Catawba tree leaf. These caterpillars can eat most of the Catawba tree, but the Catawba tree needs the caterpillars. So it's plants and caterpillars and invertebrates have evolved over thousands of years. It's all good. And can you see the caterpillar on the right? Some butterfly species caterpillars intentionally want to look like bird poop. Why? So the birds don't eat them. And these are like the poster child for caterpillar people all over the world. They're called a spice bush caterpillar. And sure enough, those little guys are on a piece of spice bush. And the spice bush berry is that red thing in the middle. Now, these guys look like they have really big eyes, and that's mainly to frighten off other predators who might eat them. Caterpillars are the bird's best source of protein and nutrition for their babies, and it takes several thousands of caterpillars to raise a bird. At any rate, here's the spice bush caterpillar. And then stage 3, they turn into a chrysalis or pupa. If they're a moth, they turn into a cocoon. This is can you see the shapes on the right? They don't particularly look like what we think of as like the monarch chrysalis, but they do look like dead leaves, do they not? So, and there's a adult in the picture. At any rate, this shows you the size and scope of the chrysalises. And they actually change from a squirming caterpillar into a pupa. And that is like a beautiful enclosed, protected, I want to say coffin, but something like that at any rate. And then, of course, voila, their 4th change is into an adult butterfly. And these are something that we in Central Missouri should be really familiar with. They're called tiger swallowtails. They are beautiful too. And they are one of the biggest butterflies we have. So here's a red admiral. Here's a pearl crescent. Now, part 2, how to make a caterpillar. Well, you can do this, cost about $3, and the recipe will be at the end. Kids as little as 3 can pinch off a lump and roll it out like into a snake shape, or worm shape, and then you can form it. And the interesting thing is we all want to put Google eyes on it, but don't forget the mouth part, which is the basic part of the caterpillar. I would suggest if you want to decorate it to color with markers instead of painting it. It seems to go a lot quicker and it's easier for small kids. And you can work with this clay. And if you want googly eyes, you have to put them on before it dries out. We've kept these caterpillar models around for 3 years or more, and it might make a really nice Mother's Day present. Anyway, if you're not familiar with it, reread Eric Carle's book, The Hungry Caterpillar. He knew what he was doing here. So part 3 is getting outside and looking for caterpillars. This can be a lot of fun. And basically it's kind of like collecting mushrooms. Once you see one, then you're on the then you're good. And basically, where are they going to be? They're going to be on the plants that they need to eat to grow. So you'll be looking at rolled up leaves. If you start looking, just go outside and look at a shrub. And if you see a leaf that looks kind of weird or rolled up while the other leaves are out full, go look at that leaf. Go look underneath it. Just look around and see what if you can find these guys. It's a really fun thing to do for kids. Once you find them, obviously you watch them. You watch them eat, and they're beautiful, wonderful, miraculous things to watch. Leave the guy on the left alone. He's a tussock moth. Basically, just generally speaking, just leave the furry ones alone. And don't really bother the ones on the right. They've got a long way to grow and they've got a lot to do. So we don't want to bother them, but we just do want to look around and learn more about them. And get outside and enjoy nature. That's what it's for. So here's the recipe. I think I've downloaded this in documents somewhere.
Yes, it should be associated with this session.
Yeah. When you make a batch of this stuff, which probably takes less than half an hour, it will make more than 50 caterpillars, 3-inch caterpillars. So, feel free to model or make any other wonderful things like a particular leaf shape that you want, or the egg, or, try making all 4 of them. It's a lot of fun. Try making the egg, the caterpillar, the chrysalid, and the butterfly. And then you can paint them and keep them forever. And it's fun. So 2 of these guys are make-believe. Oh, that's the thin wire that I was talking about. If you use thin floral wire, you can make antenna, which of course we all like to do. Put the googly eyes on when they're soft. And the one on the left is a sphinx moth caterpillar. But he is, you can take this, it's like anything else, but it's kind of fun to really start with a basic idea and then make a real caterpillar. The guy on the left is a white-lined sphinx moth caterpillar. And I painted him that way because he's one of our sphinx caterpillars that's common in mid-Missouri. It looks like a hummingbird. We see him about June or July. So that's all I've got.
That looks like a tobacco hornworm with funky colors.
Yeah, if I get out of here, go back to Zoom. Yep.
You're sharing your desktop there.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, if you can hit just stop share, no problem.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. I do want to show a book if you're really interested in God, is that showing up at all?
The background blur is kind of there we go. You just saw it when it's closer to your face. We got it. Yep. Caterpillars of Eastern North America by
Right.
David Wagner.
David Wagner.
Mm-hmm.
He is the expert. And I'll show you. That caterpillar I painted is this one, white line sphinx. Can you see that? You probably recognize it. They're about 3 inches long. Anyway.
Though oftentimes people I think they're like hummingbird moths.
That's right. That's what we call them. Some of them look like bumblebees, but they're sphinx moths. And a lot of the sphinx moths have that horn on the back tip of their tail, which I guess is supposed to warn off somebody. I'm not really sure why they have it, but at any rate.
It's because it's creepy and scary.
Yeah. Caterpillar.
Great.
Oh, do you want to see the book cover again? She says yes.
Let's see. Yep. Pull it back a little bit. Yep. A little bit more towards you. Like a little bit more. Because when it's by your face, yeah, now it's starting to show up. Yep. Right there. If you hide your face behind it, it seems to
Yeah.
get it. But we can repeat this, and then we can also create a link in the session description saying
Mhm.
what book that is.
It's an awesome book.
Caterpillars of Eastern North America by David Wagner.
Yeah, it's a Princeton Press paperback. So this guy's awesome. He's also done an entire book about organic gardening entomology, which is also fascinating. He's quite the expert. So, or you can just make pink caterpillars and go from there with the kids. Anything to get them outside and interested. Do we have any kids? We probably don't have any kids here, right?
Well, I thought this was very useful, being able to articulate and share with kids. Seeing somebody present in a particular way gives all sorts of ideas of how to discuss it with kids. I think it's very useful.
Right. As long as they don't eat the caterpillars, I think it's all good. Some I have some dear friends who enjoy poking caterpillars to see their osmospermum, I think it's called. They have these appendages that are startle appendages that come out in a response to predators or something like that. Anyway, caterpillars are wonderful, and it's just a sign of how incredibly different and magical it is that this one invertebrate can change 4 different times. Because when we look at the butterflies, we don't realize what they've actually gone through to be there. I read somewhere that 99% of monarch caterpillars don't make it to adulthood. So we need to plant more milkweed and go look outside. So
I'm monitoring here for any other Q&As that might pop up or things in the chat. Let's see here. Nothing else is popping up. I did just create a link for that book within their session listing. So, and if you want to email me that recipe, I can make sure that that is there as well.
Is it not there?
I didn't
Okay.
see it, but it could be.
Okay. Yeah. All right. I will do that, Ethan.
No.
Okay.
Thank you very much, Carolyn.
Thanks
I
very
enjoyed
much.
that. I hope everyone did. We'll see you later.
All right. Thanks. Bye-bye.